Today we're going to back up a bicycle and get it ready to fly on an airplane overseas. What you're going to need to do this job is a multi-tool with a variety of Allen hex keys. Need probably a 6mm. You're also going to need a pedal wrench, which for most pedals, a 15mm pedal wrench will do the job. And you're going to need a bag to put your bike in. This is a bag that we made out of 6mm plastic. The bag wants to be 48 inches high, 86 inches long for most touring bikes. And you can buy this plastic at any hardware store with vapor barrier. You can also buy ready-made bicycle bags at the airport or from cycle touring companies. Cheapest way to make your own. You'll also need 8 or 10 pieces of bubble wrap that are cut in about 12-inch squares. Big bubbles or little bubbles, doesn't matter. And so the first thing that you're going to do when you get your bike ready is take your 6mm Allen hex thread wrench, and we're going to turn the handlebars sideways. And so on my bike there's a little plug here that keeps water out of the hole where the head of the wrench goes in. Loosen that off. Turn the handlebars sideways. And then tighten it back up a little bit. Doesn't have to be real tight. And you also want to do, another thing you want to do is take your bicycle computer, extra lights and that sort of thing off the bike. You'll also, it's a good idea once you've turned the handlebars sideways to loosen up the handlebars again and then let them drop down so that the heads of the gear shifters and brakes are down more out of the way. The more you can get things out of the way, the better. If you're a tall rider, you'll want to lower the seat down as low as you can. Next thing that we're going to do to get the bike ready is to make sure that the derailleur is in the most relaxed position, which means in our case the chain is on the smallest chain ring at the back of the cassette and on the smallest chain ring at the front. It lets the derailleur tuck up in as close as it can to the frame of the bike. It also takes all tension off and allows it to be a little bit slack. You can, if you really want to go all out, take your Allen wrench and remove the derailleur right from the bike and let it hang loose. The risk involved here that we're trying to prevent is the derailleur getting bent when other things are piled on the bike. But we've had no trouble with the derailleur being in this position. And then the other thing you're going to want to do when you're getting the bike ready, before you put it all in the bag, is to let the air out of the tires. And let them down to where there's still just enough air to maintain some shape to the tire. It doesn't have to be completely flat. And then when the bike is in the plane and it's not compressed, or it's not under compression, then your tires won't blow up. What I like to do to save space is I've got the water bottles in the cages. Water bottles are empty with the lids off so that they can see that there's nothing in them. I usually take my helmet, set it on the rear rack, and tape it on there so it doesn't get lost or fall off in the bag. So the other thing we're going to need is I've got some electrical tape and some packing tape. At the dollar store you can buy the packing tape that says Fragile, or you can just get regular packing tape at any hardware store. So you can take your helmet, tape it right to the rear carrier, and that's one less thing you have to pack in your bags. After you let the air out of the tires, turn the handlebars sideways, you're going to have to take the pedals off. It's a really good idea to do this before you get to the airport, and at least a week or two before you're going, make sure that the pedals will actually come off. These pedals have been off lots of times, so they're real loose and easy to take off. The other thing to remember is the right-hand side pedal has a right-hand thread, which is the normal thread. So when you turn the wrench clockwise, you're tightening, and counterclockwise, you're loosening, the left-hand pedal is opposite thread. So if you want to loosen it, you have to turn it clockwise. So give it a little shake there, and the pedals will come off. Okay, so we have our pedals off, and I would do that before you get to the airport and pack them in. You can either pack them in your carry-on, or pack them in your checked luggage. We usually pack them in the checked luggage. We have our handlebars turned sideways. The pedals are off the bike. Our helmet is taped to the rear carrier. Water bottles are mounted on the bike and empty with lids off. When you're taking your pedals off your bike, if you've had some trouble taking it off a week or two before you go, start spraying a little bit of penetrating oil on the threads of the pedals that haven't been off for a long time. Eventually they'll loosen up and come off for you. Alright, so we want to protect the gear shifters and brake lever hoods. And what we're going to do is take a piece of bubble wrap and make a little, fold it over 3 times, make a little pad out of it, and then put it right on the, and this is one of those jobs that if you've got someone to help you, it makes it go a lot easier. So you just take the tape, and take a pad right over the end of the shifter, and then take more bubble wrap and wrap it around the whole shifter hood. And this is something you can do at the airport, or you can do it at home before you leave. You're going to want to tape both handlebar hoods the same. And the next part of the bike that you want to protect, that you're going to be protecting from getting beat up along the way, is the derailleur. And again, what we will do is take a piece of bubble wrap, fold it over, make a nice pad over the derailleur, and tape it to the outside of the derailleur. And when I'm taping it to the outside of the derailleur, I try to avoid getting it tangled up in the spokes, because it's nice to be able to still wheel the bike a little bit. With the derailleur protected, and that's not quite completely protected, so we'll take another piece of bubble wrap, fold it over, make another pad. And I'm just going to tape that frame of the bike around we go. And then I take another piece and cover the whole derailleur. Tape so that you've got a nice cushion for the derailleur. When other things get piled on top of it, it'll be protected from getting bent. You can probably expect your fenders to get bent a little bit. You probably can expect to get at least a scratch or two on your bike when it's traveling. The next step would be to take your bag that you've made at home in advance. And we always do all this at the airport. Some of this can be done in advance, but it's a lot easier to wheel your bike into the airport and then prepare it for flying right there at the airport. So this job's a lot easier if you've got somebody to help you. So we'll just, somebody's going to hold the bag open, the other person's going to slide the bike into it. So now we've got our bag, our bicycle in the bag. It's a good idea when you get to the airport, when you pick your bike up, to look inside the bag, because anything that has fallen off the bike while you're in transit will still be inside the bag. And so it's a good idea. In particular, the plugs for your bar end handlebars sometimes fall out. I usually tape those on, put a little extra tape on those to keep the plugs from falling out. But just have a look in the bag, make sure there's nothing loose running around in there. Then take your bag in with your fragile tape. Close the end up. The other thing that I would do, won't go all out here, but I take some fragile tape, wrap it right around the bike, around the entire bag, and then it's ready to go. And when you get to your destination, you can either carry that bubble wrap in the plastic bag with you till your trip is over, or you can go to a post office and buy bubble wrap, buy some new bubble wrap to pack your bag up. We usually save the bag and use it over again on the way home, or sometimes you can buy them at the airport. But safe thing to do is to keep your bag with you and use it over again on the way home. So there it is. That's all you need to know to pack up a bike to go on an airplane.